think I've got this weird demon device figured out. I just need to... No, I don't need your help right now, okay, Albert? I've got it. Oh, I've got to turn it around. Oh, okay. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Queer Street Graveyard. I'm your ghost, or I'm your host, Agatha. And welcome to this virtual Halloween special, Queer Street, a Pizza Klatch Halloween. Tonight, you get to enjoy some fun, spooky activities thanks to our family at Pizza Klatch. And you get to meet a lot of the folks that make Pizza Klatch happen. What is Pizza Klatch, you ask? I'm so glad you asked. Pizza Klatch is a non-profit organization based out of Olympia, Washington, that facilitates lunchtime support groups for LGBTQ+ youth at participating high schools in Thurston County. Klatches are held during lunchtime in a confidential space on school campuses and are run by trained LGBTQ+ facilitators. Students are in no way required to share their sexuality or gender identity to attend, and all allies are welcome. Groups begin with students sharing their names, pronouns, and their high and low of the week. From there, every Klatch is unique in the way that discussions center around the particular needs of the group of students in each Klatch. The purpose of Pizza Klatch is to give our vulnerable LGBTQ youth an outlet to share their thoughts, feelings, and to gather access to resources around gender and sexuality. Our aim is to help reduce incidents of self-harm, suicidal ideation, and to promote resilience in our students. Our anonymous student surveys each year show that many students report a decrease in feelings of isolation and self-harm after attending Klatch. People often ask why we call Pizza Klatch, and the answer is that pizza is because of the free pizza we provide for the students, and Klatch is a Yiddish word meaning meetup or gathering. You might have heard the term coffee Klatch before. Also, it's much easier for young folks who are perhaps not out to family, friends, or even themselves to say, I'm going to Pizza Klatch today, rather than I'm going to a support group for queer and trans teens. Pizza Klatch began in 2007 as a response to a rash of suicides amongst LGBTQ+ teens in Thurston County. A group of LGBTQ+ licensed therapists, school administrators, and parents came together in the hope to find a way to better support the queer and trans youth of our community. Initially, they organized an after-school program with North Thurston High School, which was successful, but was unfortunately discontinued that year due to some students in attendance who were punished by their disapproving parents when they found out they stayed after school to attend an LGBTQ+ group. Thanks to the dedication of those original founders, as well as the support from the North Thurston School District and the students themselves, Pizza Klatch was able to move to lunchtime during the school day, and the very first slice at the very first Pizza Klatch lunchtime support group was served in the fall of 2008. Since then, Pizza Klatch has grown exponentially every year due to high demand and increasing need. As of 2019, our program was in all 14 public high schools of Thurston County, along with one middle school. Our team of staff and volunteer facilitators were running 28 Klatches per week, supporting over 440 LGBTQ+ students on a weekly basis. Of course, those numbers changed drastically in 2020, along with many ways in which we were able to run our program. But we are still reaching out to students at each of our schools weekly via online Klatches, and in the last few months started an online gaming group for PK students from all schools to socialize and play amongst themselves. On behalf of the staff at Pizza Klatch, our amazing board of directors, and our absolutely incredible group of volunteers that have stuck with us through so much.
Hello, happy Halloween. My name is Jay Banks. I'm the executive director of Pizza Klatch. I'm also a facilitator and an advocate. And my favorite scary movie is The Cabin in the Woods.
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm the Pizza Klatch board president. And I was inspired to join the Pizza Klatch board because as a high schooler, I didn't have any sort of examples or role models to look up to that were queer. And if I had, I probably would have come out a lot sooner and saved myself a whole heck of a lot of heartache later. As far as what my favorite horror movie is, I don't like scary movies very much, but I would have to say that my favorite scary movie is Get Out.
Hello out there, my name is Sophia and I use any and all pronouns, and I am the program manager as well as the facilitator advocate at Pizza Klatch. I've been with Pizza Klatch for nearly 4 years now and was initially inspired to be a volunteer because I really resonated with Pizza Klatch's mission of creating a safer space where LGBTQ youth can be themselves, get support in a way that I wasn't able to as a youth. And I would say that my favorite horror movie is probably Carrie. Hope y'all have a happy Halloween.
Hey there, my name is Andy Levitt. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. I am a volunteer facilitator with Pizza Klatch. I wanted to volunteer with Pizza Klatch because I didn't have that kind of support when I was in high school or growing up at all. As a queer kid, I didn't know that I was a queer kid until I was 21 because I hadn't been exposed to it. I didn't have safe people in my life to really explore that part of my identity. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity and that I get to be that support for other LGBTQ youth now. And I do not have a favorite horror movie. I am too faint of heart to handle horror genre. So my favorite movie in general is The Princess Bride.
Hi, my name is Elle Sanchez, and I am the fundraising manager at Pizza Klatch. I started at Pizza Klatch because I love everything about the mission. It matters a lot to me, having grown up here in Thurston County and going to small rural schools that I grew up around. And I love Halloween. I love spooky things. So it's hard to say what my favorite horror movie is. My top 3 would be Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I'm a big Elvira fan. I'm an official member of the fan club, and she came out recently. Welcome to the family. Second would be Monster Squad. There are some F slurs and some swearing in it and things like that, and it is pretty spooky, but it was my favorite movie as a kid. And lastly, Monster Club, which is I believe it's 1960s, maybe 70s horror film starring some of the kings of horror. Vincent Price, one of the greatest icons that ever lived, and John Carradine, also in a lot of old horror movies. And I hope you all have an amazing holiday, a happy Halloween, great Dia de los Muertos. Thank you so much for supporting Pizza Klatch and all the folks that make Pizza Klatch possible.
Hi everyone, I'm Sable. I use he, they pronouns. I am a new volunteer facilitator for Pizza Klatch. My inspiration to volunteer stems from, the classic, wanting to be what I didn't have and being able to provide a safe, stable environment for queer kids to be themselves and have queer-to-queer relationships with, and see that queer people get to grow up, be happy, and live normal lives, especially beyond high school, since that's a really rough time. My favorite horror movie is The Night House that came out earlier this year. If you do, check it out. Big content warning, though, for depression and suicide.
Now, prepare yourself for a scary story. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Bill, what did I say about farting during the... I'm filming right now. God, that is embarrassing.
The Big Toe. A boy was digging at the edge of the garden when he saw a big toe. He tried to pick it up, but it was stuck to something. So he gave it a good hard jerk, and it came off in his hand. Then he heard something groan and scamper away. The boy took the toe into the kitchen and showed it to his mother. "It looks nice and plump," she said. "I'll put it in the soup and we'll have it for supper." That night, his father carved the toe into 3 pieces, and they each had a piece. Then they did the dishes, and when it got dark, they went to bed. The boy fell asleep almost at once, but in the middle of the night, a sound awakened him. It was something out in the street. It was a voice, and it was calling to him. "Where is my toe?" It groaned. When the boy heard that, he got very scared. But he thought, "It doesn't know where I am. It will never find me." Then he heard the voice once more. Only now, it was closer. "Where is my toe?" It groaned. The boy pulled the blankets over his head and closed his eyes. "I'll go to sleep," he thought. "When I wake up, it will be gone." But soon, he heard the back door open, and again, he heard the voice. "Where is my toe?" It groaned. Then the boy heard footsteps move through the kitchen and into the dining room, into the living room, into the front hall. Then, slowly, they climbed the stairs. Closer and closer they came. Soon, they were in the upstairs hall. Now, they were outside his door. "Where is my toe?" The voice groaned. His door opened, shaking with fear. He listened as the footsteps slowly moved through the dark toward his bed. Then they stopped. "Where is my toe?" The voice groaned. "You've got it!"
Hey everyone, Sable, he, him, they, them. We're gonna make dryer sheet ghosts. I thought of this of like, I'm a cheap college student. Don't have a lot in the budget for making decorations, or if you can't get out into town, living that rural life or something, it's why go into town to get decorations when you've got decorations at home? So I thought about how to make these little dryer sheet ghosts, and also we don't like to waste, so once you're done with these, you can just use them in the dryer. Why not? First step here, get some dryer sheets. Sharpie, scissors, white thread, or you could use any color, but probably want to use the same color as your dryer sheet. And then optional-ish, this is how I use them. This is what I use to hang them up. You just like thread the head to like hang it. So get a needle, and that's all you need. To make a little ghost, I cut off 1/3, balled it up, tuck it in here, make the little head, pinch it, and it's gonna look like that. So take some white thread, don't need terribly much, and then just kind of wrap it around the neck. A little self-explanatory, but just kind of do that. I go around a couple times and just square knot it. So the first step in tying your shoes, where you just cross them over, loop under, square knot. Do 1 and 2. If my hands would work. There we go. Hands didn't work. Let's try that again. Okay. Little ghost. Then, make your little face. And I would say if you're going to reuse these dryer sheets and you throw them in the dryer, probably cut off the part with the Sharpie, or else it'll probably get on your clothes, unless you have all black attire. And then, who knows, maybe you'll freshen up your black clothes. So just trim the excess, little ghost, and then take your needle and thread, and you can just make it like a few inches to like a foot, however long you want to hang it up from. I take the end and make a little knot just to help with the process of hanging, because once you have it knotted on the end, then it is going to be a closed loop. Because we'll take it and go through the head, just kind of go in and out like that, pull through, and then we have this closed loop, so I just go through it, so we're not doing anything super complicated, and because they're so light, I think it holds just fine. And then anywhere you want to hang it from, you can just like tape it up. These are super lightweight, which I think is great, but they're like a fun little 3D thing. So if you can't put a pin in your walls, like if you're living in an apartment or just don't want to leave any damage in your walls, I feel like tape would probably hold this up all right. So that's how to make a little one. If you want to do a bigger one, I take 2 dryer sheets and make the head using a full dryer sheet. Take another, do the same thing, and then these they just got big heads, because who doesn't love a big-headed ghost? And then you just repeat the process, wrap it around, draw your face, string it up, and you got a little sheet ghost. I just realized it was a sheet ghost. Dryer sheet ghosts. Real easy, real cheap. Have at it.
Oh, dryer sheet ghosts? Is that not the most wholesome thing you've ever seen? Oh. Where are the dryer sheet ghosts when you need them, Bill? How does it smell that bad when you haven't eaten in 400 years? God.
Hi, my name is Never North, and my favorite horror movie is The Fly.
Hello, my name is Iota. I work as an advocate, a facilitator at PK. I am working with PK mostly because I've wanted to see someone like me in this sort of work, and if I were a student, I would want to see someone like me. My favorite horror movie would be Us, 2019. I'm not a super big fan of horror per se, but terror, social thriller, that sort of stuff, I'm all on board for.
My name is Melissa, also known as Joe. My pronouns are they, them, and I have been a facilitator for Pizza Klatch for almost 4 years now, which is wild to me. And my favorite scary movie is Nun, because I'm not a fan of scary movies or horror stuff. I'm just easily frightened. Happy Halloween!
My name is Jacqueline. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a volunteer with Pizza Klatch. I got involved with Pizza Klatch in order to help hold a safe space for queer youth to be able to express themselves in. My favorite horror movie, the only horror I have around would be Rocky Horror, so hopefully that counts as a excellent horror movie to check out this Halloween.
Are you feeling a little hungry, friend? Well, Gregoria and I think you should go to www.pizzaklatch.org, click the events site link, and you can get yourself your very own trick or treat bag, and they come with some very cool merch. I know I haven't introduced you yet. Ugh. Everyone, this is Gregory. It's actually Gregory, but he always asks me to say Gregory because he thinks it sounds more goth, you know? So, Gregory, what's your favorite horror movie? Pumpkinhead, come on. That is so cliche. Although I tell most people that my hometown is Olympia, it's actually not. My hometown is actually a very small farming town in Lewis County called Adno. And I don't really like to tell people about that for a lot of reasons, but weirdly, one of the best things about growing up there, which seems like it wouldn't be, and this was not one of my sister's favorite things, is just how spooky the place was. I mean, especially in the fall, it kind of had this sort of Salem, Massachusetts sort of vibe. I was born in 1982, so when I was in elementary school, one of the biggest things that we were all reading were scary stories to tell in the dark. And those were stories a lot of times about like small town farming, teens that would buy used dresses from the Goodwill that actually had embalming fluid in the thread that would seep into your pores and kill you in your sleep, or, ghost trains, or the farmer that ate some dead person's big toe, or the possessed scarecrow. And just the vibe of the place and the atmosphere added to how scary those stories were. And my friends and I used to, walk down the train tracks, hang under trestles, hang out in the cemetery all the time and tell each other spooky stories. In third grade, we moved into this rental that was this 3-story farming house down a half-mile, like maybe it wasn't a half mile, but a very long driveway, and just with large oak trees on both sides. And it was this house built in 1900, and we were allowed to rent the bottom area, and it was furnished already, although we could bring some furnishings in it, but there was like some old, large rugs and some really creepy photos of the previous owners and generations back, and kind of archival historical photos that were in the house. The top 3 floors were locked, and we weren't allowed to go up there. We weren't supposed to. We could only kind of be in the main area. This house, besides being humongous, and my family, we were poor, so this was, it was like moving into a mansion, but not only a mansion, like the Addams family house, like a haunted mansion. And it had a really creepy well out front. It had an abandoned barn in the back and a railroad track in the backyard where an old steam chain would come through. My sister and I shared a bed, and our large windows in our bedroom looked out to this kind of gnarly trees that were in this backyard area, and then just open cornfield for miles. It was so creepy at night. There was a door in the living room that went to a stairway to get upstairs, but it was always locked. We didn't have a key. We knew we couldn't get in there, so we never really, we tried obviously to pick the lock, but had no success. One day my sister and I were in the backyard. There was this really old tire swing, and we were swinging on it, just bored out of our minds in a midsummer, afternoon. At some point I looked up, because we would often try and look up in the upper windows of the house to see if we could see what was up there, because we couldn't go up there. And I felt like there was someone staring at us, which we felt like that in the house all the time. I looked up and I saw this white lady with kind of a really large hair kind of wrapped up tall on her head. And she was kind of stroking her arms like she was taking a bath. And so I hit my sister, but I'm like, there is a naked white lady upstairs. And she looked up, of course, when we look up, it's not there. And I fully expected my sister to go, "You're an idiot." Like, stop trying to scare me. But she actually looked at me and was like, did she have dark brown hair and really white skin. And I was like, yeah. And she said, oh, I saw that lady staring down at me from a window in the front part of the house. So we start scouring the house. There has to be a key. There has to be a key. And we eventually get through my parents, one of their, big bureaus of what it seems to be checks and other things we're not supposed to be touching. We eventually find the key that works in the door. So we open the door and it's freezing cold. It's just a room that is the stairwell up. And it's just this deathly quiet that I don't know how to describe. It was like opening the door sucked all the life out of the house. Luckily, it's still daylight, so we decide we're doing this, whatever. It's gonna be our episode of Goosebumps. So we walk up the stairs and it's so dusty. We're coughing and we get up the stairs to the second floor, which we have never been in. And it's some locked bedrooms. One of the doors is open. So we go in and it's an old bedroom, which looks like it has not been touched since, I don't know, like the 1940s. It has, dress bags everywhere, but other than that, and sheets on unused furniture, but it has like an old timey vanity and everything. And we were so excited. We, of course, like a bunch of idiot kids, we started opening the dress bags and putting on these old dresses, and they stink like mothballs. We go through the closet looking for more clothes, and my sister's like, there's a door in here in the closet. So we push all these dress bags aside in the closet. We find, and it's like a door without a handle, but it's cut into the back wall, so you can see the space, you can see the light coming through the crack that is like a line around the door. So we stick our nails in it and we pull open this just kind of basically wooden flap, and there's this extremely narrow hallway. My sister was too frightened, but I'm like, I'm gonna go down this. So I'm just pushing, and I could barely fit my body. There's a door at the end of it, and it opens up in the inside. It's a large wooden door. I get in, and it's a room that looks like it's all like metal, like tin, maybe, on all the walls, and there's like bird crap everywhere. And in the middle of the room is this dirty, old, rusted metal wash basin and a window. And I realized the window is the one that faces the tire swing. We didn't tell my parents about this because we were scared we were going to get in trouble. Years and years later, I actually found out that my mom considered herself a medium. I had known that she really liked paranormal stuff and ghosts, but she kind of didn't really tell me straight up that she was speaking to the dead. And so I thought, we should talk about that house. And so I asked her. She said that she knew that we had broken in upstairs because the spirits had told her. And they also told her they had been trying to connect with us and say hello, and would often tuck us in at night, causing us mostly to hit each other, thinking the other person was poking the other. And she felt like that was appropriate punishment. So she never said anything to us. Yeah. That was spooky. Who would waste the time to materialize for a haunting just to take a bath? Am I right? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sierra. I'm a volunteer facilitator at Pizza Klatch, and I was inspired to volunteer because I love working with young people and wanted to help create a space that I didn't have when I was a young person. And my favorite horror movie is A Quiet Place.
Hi folks, my name is Siobhan Budway, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am the therapist consultant at Pizza Klatch. I've been working for Pizza Klatch in that position since 2015. When I first learned about the organization after I moved to Olympia and went to Olympia Pride. And then I got a chance to learn more about Pizza Klatch at a fundraising event I attended that year. And then I was asked to become the therapist consultant, and I've been in that position since. It's been awesome to be a part of this organization and to see the incredible work that they've done and how much we've changed and grown in the last, 6 years since I started. So I'm really honored to continue to be part of this organization. And then for my favorite horror movies, or my favorite horror movie, I'm going to give two because I have to give a classic and then one of a newer one. And so my classic would be The Exorcist, and then the other one would be The Conjuring. I'm definitely more into the paranormal than like Chucky and Jason and Michael Myers. I just feel like it's more believable, and so it's scary, more scary to me. And when I watch horror movies, I like to be scared. So anyway, thank you so much for supporting us. It's an incredible organization, and I am so glad to be a part of Pizza Klatch.
Hi, I am Kiwi. I am the Pizza Klatch board secretary. I started with Pizza Klatch because as an LGBTQ youth myself, I didn't have a support system growing up and really didn't know what it meant to be LGBTQ. And I am committed to creating a network of supports for kids growing up in our community today. My favorite horror movies would be the Friday the 13th series. And happy Halloween.
Hello, my name is Evelyn. I am a volunteer facilitator with Pizza Klatch and have been since 2019, when my friend never started working with the organization, started talking about them all the time, got me interested, told me I should start volunteering, and I did. And it's been a tremendously fulfilling experience ever since. My favorite horror movie is Scream.
Hi, my name's Libby. I use they, them pronouns. I got involved with Pizza Klatch because I wanted to work with youth and do volunteer work within the community. And I do not like scary movies.
Hello, I'm Elle Sanchez. I'm the fundraising manager at Pizza Klatch, and I'm back to show you a little bit of a Halloween craft. Now, if you ordered a trick-or-treat bag, which if you didn't, that's totally fine, but you still can, by the way. If you go to our website, www.pizzaklatch.org, there's a link there to the event site, and in the trick-or-treat bag, if you would like to order one, also comes with this little crafting kit. Okay, so I'm about to show you how to use it. So what you want to do is the crafting kit comes with these 3 candles. And what the craft basically is I'm going to show you, because you know if you go to Spirit or other Halloween stores, you can get those really expensive bloody candles. I'm going to show you how to just make them super easily with white candles and a red candle. Now you can do these with the actual larger candles, but you know, this is the mini version of that. Okay, so this is super easy. What you do is you take your candles out of your little pack, and then like I said, you can do this also with just those tall, can't think of the word for them, the tall, thin, regular candles you can get. It works best with those. It gets the best effect. So all you do is you take your red candle, you want to light it so it starts dripping the red wax. Now, once it starts getting hot enough to dripping down, see, look at that. So, again, safety first. I would not suggest you hold it. But yeah, if you have it in a candle holder, it would make that even cooler drip look while you're holding it. See, and you can just add on, make it more and more bloody. There you have it, your very own bloody candle without having to pay the wild prices at the Halloween store. I hope you enjoy. Now that we've enjoyed some tricks, let's enjoy some treats, courtesy of more of the Pizza Klatch family.
My name's Ryan. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the operating finance manager here at Pizza Klatch. So for Queer Street, I made a pumpkin cake. Pumpkin flavored, it looks like a pumpkin. It looks pretty good. There's a couple spots where you can see the frosting didn't really cover everything, but it looks like a pumpkin, which is pretty cool. And it, you know, I put in a freaking little pizza cutter thing to kind of make it look like our Queer Street logo that Elle made. So I'll probably have a recipe at the end that you can follow. I had to Frankenstein 2 recipes together because one of them had a cake recipe that just looked really horrible, not very good to eat, but I actually took a bite out of this one a while ago and it tastes pretty good. So yeah, a little bit about me is I had a friend that volunteered for Pizza Klatch for a number of years. Still have a friend that does volunteering for Pizza Klatch for a number of years. But heard about them for a long time, heard about the organization, kept on wanting to get involved, but never really had the time to because I was a full-time student and I had to work on the side. And as soon as I graduated, well, maybe a year after I graduated really, opportunity arose to join the organization, and what better opportunity to serve my community than use my accounting skills at an organization that I know does a lot of good work. So it's been a lot of fun. And sometimes I get to do fun stuff like this, which is make your cake. So in the theme of Queer Street, my favorite horror movies are gonna be Hereditary, although I'll never watch it again because it's too traumatizing. The Witch, because it was fun, and I really liked the old feeling to it. And then number 3's gotta be some of the Freddy Krueger movies in the franchise. I'd say number 1 and 3 are definitely my favorite. Wes Craven's kind of good for tongue-in-cheek, like meta, but it's probably too cringe for me. But yeah, those are some of my favorite horror movies, and hope you all have a great Halloween, and hope to hear from you soon.
Hello, my pretties. It is the witching hour, and my girlfriend is coming over later, and I want to make her a special potion. So that's what we're going to be doing. The first thing that we're going to do is take your favorite clear magical liquid. In this case, I'm using tequila. You can also use vodka. And we're going to do 1 whole shot of that. Our next magical ingredient is yellow juice of your choosing. I am using orange mango juice. And we're gonna do about 3 full shots of that. And for our final, most special magical ingredient, we have some blue curacao. Oh wow, look at that magic. We're gonna do about 3/4 to 1/2 of a shot of that. Woo, look at that. And then you just mix it up and pour it. Okay. Don't forget your favorite garnishments. Happy Halloween.
Is it funny that they call alcoholic drinks spirits when us ghosts can't even enjoy them ourselves? Did you know you can get your very own Queer Street pin while supplies last? Go to pizzaklatch.org, click on our event site, and order your pin now. If you would like to donate to Pizza Klatch to help them continue to support queer and trans youth in Thurston County, you can just text on your own demon device. You want to text the word Queer Street, QUEERSTREET, thank you, Gregory, to 41444. Anything and everything helps.
Hey everyone, my name is Colton Myers. I use he, him pronouns. I am a current board member of Pizza Klatch, and the reason I decided to join the board was that when I grew up, I really didn't have the support mechanisms or systems that were there to lift me up when I was going through my journey of self-discovery. And so my mission on the Pizza Klatch board is to ensure that every youth, regardless where they are in their journey of self-discovery, can feel valued, seen, heard, and most importantly, supported. My favorite Halloween movie, I'm not a big horror fan, but I would have to say, if I'm just gonna pick a Halloween movie, I'm gonna say Hocus Pocus. I mean, come on, who didn't want to be Sarah when they were younger? I mean, now I'm Winifred, but I want to be Sarah, but I'm Winifred.
Hi, I'm Kat Cook, Vice President of the Pizza Klatch Board, and my favorite scary movie is Seven.
Hi, I'm Emmy. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm a volunteer facilitator, and my reason for wanting to get involved with Pizza Klatch was just to pay forward the love and support I received as a queer non-binary youth in Olympia. And my favorite horror movie is Twilight, Breaking Dawn, number 2.
Hi, my name is Pete Moss. I am a volunteer facilitator with Pizza Klatch. I joined Pizza Klatch because I care about queer youth and I think that older queer mentors are important. My favorite horror movie is What We Do in the Shadows. I think it counts.
All right, gals, ghouls, ladies, gentle thems, and all their gentle spirits joining us this evening. It's time for trivia. We've got some very, very spooky, fun prizes for you, including actual copies of original Fear Street books. I know. You know, I knew Sarah Fear, actually. We ran in the same bloodthirsty colonizer circles. Oh, it's a real shame what happened to her. You might be wondering, what happened to you? Ugh, I wish it was a cool story. I actually tripped over a chicken and fell face first into a pond and drowned. Which would be kind of a cool party story if the pond wasn't just full of goat's urine. It would seem our evening is coming to a close. I hope you've had a frightfully good time tonight at Queer Street, a Pizza Klatch Halloween. I know I have. This is the most fun I've had in a few corn seasons. That's how we tell time. Happy Halloween from all the ghouls, witches, wolvies, ghosties, and the rest of us spirits here at the Queer Street Cemetery.